What's up, guys? I'm back with a haul video. It's going to be within 2 weeks of my last video, so look at that. We're getting on a schedule. I will be shooting a video this week of Christmas haul stuff too, so I'll be, 3 videos. I might do a New Year's resolution too, like a comic book resolution. I used to do that back in the day every single year. Shout out to Doc and Howlett, who's no longer here. He always inspired me to do those. Anyway, I mean, he's here physically and on this earth, but I don't think he's on YouTube anymore. And if you are, Chris, I'm sorry. Comment down below so I know and I can go back and find you. Anyway, so we're back. Speaking of Chris, my first couple books here are Wolverine issues. But before we get into that, I'll explain the situation here. I went to Lehigh Valley Comic-Con, hit up the cheap bins very, very hard, because I went in with two main goals. So I had a plan A and a plan B. Plan A was quickly found to be not possible. I went in to try to find as many Batman books in the 300s that I still needed as possible. I found 0. There was nothing, and if they did have it, it was in terrible condition and way overpriced. So I just no. My other, the other part of that plan was to also try to find a Wolverine number 8. It didn't happen. There was not a single one on the walls. Not one to be found. This is a smaller rendition of Lehigh Valley Comic-Con. Is at Carbondale Community College or something like that. Just north of Allentown. The other one is right at the fairgrounds in Allentown, and it was massive. That one was big. I found pretty much anything you wanted was there. It was like a mini New York. I feel like it had really good vendors at that one. This one was good too. It had good vendors. The main guy that runs it brings tons of 50-cent books, so I went crazy in the 50-cent bins. And I also bought some dollar books somewhere else. I did buy something else that was more expensive, but it's not a comic book, and I'll show that at the end. So if you're interested in to see my little dabble into vintage toys as well, you'll see that. However, my plan B was to stick to the cheap bins and fill in as many runs as possible. So that's exactly what I did. I got over 110 books here, and I spent my total budget at the con. I brought almost $300. I spent $160. That includes admission, all the books I bought, and this other, I guess a toy. I already kind of said it's a toy. I bought a toy. $160. I think I did real well, guys. And I didn't buy my own ticket. I bought my friend's ticket as well because he drove down. So I was like, there's no way I'm letting you pay for your admission if you're paying for all the gas. He's like, well, I was coming either way. So I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm still buying your ticket. So I did that. So without further ado, I'll get into some books. It's 3 minutes, haven't shown a damn thing, so let's get going. I found only a couple Wolverine books. These were in the dollar bins. Actually, I did find these in the 50-cent bins. Of course, there's going to be glare for days, right? Let's see, maybe there we go. Little adjustment. I put all of the books that I keep for my runs in Mylar. I like to say I'm an archivist, so I like to archive my books. I want them to be in the same condition that I bought them in the next time I take them out of the bags. So 170 and 171. Those are the only 2 Wolverines I found. I only found a couple of Fantastic Fours as well. So we're starting with Marvel. You'll catch a theme once we get to about the first 10, 15 books here. You'll start to catch a theme. And most of the books that you're going to see in the second half of this haul are going to be Batman-related books. I went absolutely batty, is what I'm going to call this video. Anyway, Fantastic Four, 405. It is a newsie, which is hard to find. These are lower printed issues of Fantastic Four near the end of Volume 1. And I did find a Byrne issue. This is 284. I believe he did the cover on this as well. Yeah. Writing, pencils, and cover. Dude was a monster back in the day. John Byrne. There. We also picked up Daredevil, a couple Daredevils. Lee Weeks cover here, part of the Innocenti run. Number 291. This is fun. I think this is Scott McDaniel. Doing Daredevil. pretty liney then, not so much like his 2000 stuff, but you know, his late 90s, 2000s where he kind of developed his style a little bit. This is more liney like the early 90s were. Number 307, nice tombstone cover there. And then I got some volume 2, just one issue. Number 28 with the beautiful Alex Maleev artwork. This Bendis Maleev run is one of the best in Daredevil's history. Only a few Punishers, surprisingly, with all the 50-cent bins. I feel like I would have found more. I found a Warzone number 12, which is like one of my favorite covers. I forgot. Oh, Mike McCone, yeah. What an interesting fella he is. I've met him a couple times. He's nice, but also the one time he was absolutely ripping his colorist. It was right after Justice League United came out, and I brought the first like 3 issues for him to sign at a comic convention. He absolutely was ripping him. It was weird. I've never seen that before. But other than that, he was very pleasant. He was very nice to me. He just had a lot to say about how his artwork was handled. Punisher Warzone 18. I just looked at it and forgot already. Michael Golden cover on this one. Holy cow. Glare is terrible. I'm sorry. I guess we'll just stick those up there for now. All right. A couple more Punishers here. War Journal number 38 or 36. And I also got 37. These are really nice covers as well. Harris cover on that one. Main series, volume 2. You know, Mike Barron still doing his thing here. Issue 61, it's a newsie. We have issue 64, which is the first appearance of Outlaw. Issue 67. Braithwaite doing his work on Punisher at this point. And that does it for Marvel, guys. This whole stack, that's all the Marvel. I didn't find much Marvel run filler for cheap. I did find a ton of DC. Justice League Adventures 17, always looking for Justice League Adventure books. And I believe this is Darwin Cook. It is. It's a Darwin Cook cover. So for $1, I'm not going to pass up an Adventures book with a Darwin Cook cover. Next up, we have, I was looking for the 3 issues of this run that I'm missing. I'm trying to get the Geoff Johns run on Aquaman. It was one of the first runs I read when I started collecting books. Really got into the New 52. I really enjoyed the New 52. It kind of is what brought me in. And I'm missing 2 issues of the Aquaman run, 6 and 8, and I can't find them. It's crazy. I'm trying not to pay more than $1 for them because I used to buy them off the shelf for cover price, and I refuse to do it again. Speaking of Darwin Cook, I guess I'm kind of thinking about collecting these covers again. The New 52 Darwin Cook covers. There's a few nice. They did these monthly variants where every book got a themed variant. Darwin Cook had a month. Let's see, when was it? February 2020 or 2015. Near the end of the New 52. But yeah, gorgeous Justice League United. They're all these like sideways style. Here we got the JLU. All right, so 2 themes to this haul, right? So now we're done. That's what, 20 books maybe? If you've been watching my videos since I came back, I've been really hitting my Teen Titans runs hard. And I did find some books that I needed. I started some new volumes that I wasn't planning on starting unless I found them like this cheap, which is what happened. So this is the late 90s run of the Titans. This is kind of like the theme that they're at now, where the Titans are all kind of grown up and now they're their own team. They're no longer the teen Titans. They have their own kind of story as well, as a new team with Tim Drake Robin. Titans number 9. Nothing really crazy in these runs. 11. 14, it's a newsstand, which is, you know, I guess if you're going to get a random book, a newsstand's going to have the most value. 18 from this time period. Not like it adds a ton or anything. Maybe it's a solidified $1 book at that point, but you know. 26. And 28. And then speaking of Teen Titans, they came back around with Jeff Johns' run. I believe in 2000 or 2001 it started. Here with Teen Titans 24, just like a marquee run of Teen Titans. I've only read like the first few issues of it. I really need to get it collected again and read it. Number 28. Number 33. I used to have almost this whole volume of it, and I just never got time to read it, and I did a huge purge, and I was like, you know what, that's gotta go. 36, I'm never gonna have time to read it, but as I'm getting older, my life starts to stabilize. I start to have a little more free time that I can use. So I'm gonna start collecting all these things again, and make actual time to read. Next up, Tales of the Teen Titans. This spun out of the volume 1 of New Teen Titans. Number 88, it's a newsie, as well as 89 is a newsie. A lot of these are pretty high grade too for coming out of 50-cent bins. A lot of VF to near mid-range books. Volume 2 New Teen Titans, we got issue 6 here, the beautiful painted covers that they did, the floating head style. Shout out to Kirby, George Perez, obviously, doing his gorgeous artwork. New Teen Titans 65. 79, this is the first cameo of Team Titans, which is a spin-out team from the Perez Wolfman run. They had their own book for a while. It's on my list, but nothing I'm in a rush to pick up for my completion. And then this is annual number 7, which is the first appearance of that Team Titans. And now we'll keep going with New Teen Titans. We got 83. Back end of this run, there's not really many keys aside from like the Team Titans, and then I don't remember the issue number, but there's a key significant issue in the New Titans where Roy Harper becomes Arsenal. He no longer uses his speedy name. 84, 95, 106, 107. I think it's like 104 maybe, because I think that's him in his Arsenal new Arsenal costume. 107, 108, 111, 112, 117. Simon there. It's a nice cover. 120. 123. This is gonna fall. 124. Oh, we're gonna start getting into Batman books now. All right, so that's that. So between Teen Titans and Marvel, we leave this all Batman related. So if you like Bat books, you like run filler, stick around. If not, skip to the end, check out the toy I got. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But let's get right into it here. I found this. I know the cover Bs for these early Rebirth issues, like mid, like 30, 40, 50, can have some value. This one doesn't, but it was 50 cents, so I grabbed it. This is Red Hood Outlaw 38. The B cover, Philip Tan. It's just a really nice cover anyway, so like I'm not upset that I have it, but I think if it was worth some money, I probably would have flipped it and put it into my Batman run. I found a few Huntress books. I don't see these often, especially in cheap bins for whatever reason. I feel like that's where it should be. But Huntress, this is volume 2, issue 4 of, I think it's of a 4-issue mini. Oh yeah, part 4, right on my thumb. Okay. This is volume 2. And then volume 1, she had an ongoing for a little while. We got issue 6, which is a nice newsie. And issue 18. Just a nice bat cover there. Forefront, it's pretty liney 90s work, but still pretty nice to have. Happy to have them. All right, so now we're gonna start with the Bat family books, and then we'll go into the main Batman books. No detective, no Batman, nothing like that. This is all side series and other ongoings that Batman has been a part of, or like I said, some of his Bat family members, like Cassandra Cain Batgirl. Number 17. We got number 19. Happy to have these books. I really want to fill in these bat adjacent runs again. 24, especially the back row stuff. I have a pretty nice back row collection as it is, as far as the keys go. So I'd like to fill it in with some of the filler. Here's 26. And by some of, I mean all of the filler. 30, I'll probably skip the Burnside stuff. Probably end at the Simone run. 32. 33, but I'd like to fill in. I have to finish off my Stephanie Brown Volume 3. I have to get the Volume 2 mini, and I also have to obviously complete this first series with Cassandra Cain. She's also in the second book series. 34. So that's all for the back row books. Next up, only found a few of these. Nightwing's my favorite character, and for whatever reason, I decided to purge most of my Nightwing filler, just because it's not really worth anything for the most part. So I don't know. That's kind of what my thought was. I could rebuy it if I needed to, or if I wanted to later on, and now I really want to again. So here we're at. There's number 18 newsstand. We got number 119. This is the second appearance of Red Hood as Nightwing. So if you're interested in that story, I think it starts in 118. 133. 146. So only a few. These books are kind of hard to find in cheap bins. Or when you do find them, you find them in abundance. So it's not an expensive run. You're not gonna pay more than, like $1-2 an issue for that. But like sometimes it's really hard to find like 50-cent bins and things like that. So I was pretty happy to find some. Speaking of that, this is a book you can find in 50-cent bins all day. We got Robin, 14. Maybe not this early, but Robin books certainly turn up in the cheap bins. Issue 16, especially the early like miniseries ones. 17. Issue 19. Got 20. 21. 22. 23. I went hard on Robin. It was in abundance. 25, I found multiple, so I was able to pick out the best copy of each issue for the most part. Some of them I was stuck to just one. This one I accidentally bought 2 of. There's a 26, but hey, I bought 2, and it turns out the other one is a newsstand. So did I buy 2, or is it one of each variant? Issue 40. Issue 41. Issue 59. This is shortly after Stephanie Brown reveals that she's pregnant. It's not Tim's kid. Issue 66. Getting kind of cartoony here on the cover. 104. Looks like spoiler warning, because spoilers right there. 125. This is an issue, I think, right before Stephanie Brown becomes Robin for a little while. 152. 158. And that does it for those. This is a run that I don't necessarily... I wasn't going to collect, and then I realized that it has a lot of really good covers throughout it. So now I'm on it. We'll be starting this up soon. This is Batman Gotham Knights, issue 43. This is a Brian Boland homage to Carmine Infantino's cover on Tech 359, the first appearance of Barbara Gordon. Which is awesome. So like that's stoked. I'm stoked to have that. I didn't even know that really existed. This is a series that I didn't really pay attention to. I actually have a print of this that I'm going to put up on the wall. It's already framed. Jay Lee, I wouldn't say like I'm a huge Jay Lee fanboy. His artwork for me is like hot and cold. Like there's some Jay Lee covers where I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. And there's some where I'm like, ugh, not my favorite. But this, wow, I was so happy to get this. Issue 59. It's a nice near mint minus condition copy. This is another series that wasn't really on my radar, but I do love Dustin Nguyen. So Streets of Gotham, I found a lot of it too. Issue 1, issue 2, all in the cheap bins. Again, I bought over 100 books. I think it was like 113 comics for, it's going to be $95 once I do the breakdown. That includes my ticket price. So pretty good. Pretty good. I feel like I did pretty well, despite not accomplishing Plan A. Issue 4, not awesome Victor Zsasz cover there. And then issue 8. So 5 issues right off the top of that run. So pretty cool to start that. Next up, this is a run that I kind of pick up when I find it cheap as well. Dollar bins or less usually. Legends of the Dark Knight issue 34. Issue 52. Just some great artwork on these. Arthur Ransom cover there. Issue 179. Issue 180. And then kind of the main run I filled in here. I'm now, I don't know, I think a little over 50%, maybe 55, 60% done with this run now. Shout of the Bat. Here's issue 40. We got issue 41. We got issue 46. Again, picked up a double, but is it a double because I found a newsstand copy? Completely unintentional. I wouldn't have bought one of them if I remembered I bought it already. However, at least I get the variant. It's not like buying the double, you know? I don't know what that means. 48, Newsy. Shadow of the Bat, 53. We got 54. 56. Which is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous cover here. Who did this again? Duncan Figueredo. Gorgeous Poison Ivy cover. Her face is a little funky, but like, you know, just like the pose, the background, the colors. I love the purple. Just such a good cover. Underrated. So shout outs to this guy. I don't even know who he is. Maybe he was big in the 90s, but crazy. Love to see some trading cards with this guy on them. 65. We got 68. Just gorgeous covers. 69. Christopher Muller, I believe. Muller. Moyer, I don't know. He did a lot of these. Just beautiful covers. 71. Issue 73. Issue 74. Issue 76. These are Orbic covers, which are also gorgeous. Very, you know, realistic style. Kind of like, you know, that Alex Ross, Mark Spears kind of style that people seem to enjoy. I don't really know much about this guy, other than his gorgeous Shadow of the Bat covers. 78. You got 79 here. Brian Boland cover here on 87 in the No Man's Land mythos. It kind of ends this run in during No Man's Land. Number 88 here, just a gorgeous Killer Croc. I'm assuming that's Poison Ivy back there. I don't remember what happens in this book. I've read it. I've read the entire No Man's Land. The King. That's not Boland too, right? No, Parsons. I don't think this other one is either. It might have just been that one. Yeah, this is Orbic again. I should have known. Beautiful painted style. It's one of my faves. This is Bill Sienkiewicz, however you want to say it. You can kind of tell it's this kind of strange, creepy-ish style. One annual, Batman annual number, or Shadow of the Bat annual 4. So that does it for the comics. The last thing I got is probably my favorite find. It is one of 2 of this line that I was missing for my collection. So we'll get right into it. I was able to pick up a mint, well, not mint. It's not mint at all. It's in the box. It comes with the box. It says 75. I paid 65 for it. It comes with the box. It comes amazingly with the instructions, which is mostly, which is really hard to find these with the instructions. Most of mine do. I think there's a couple that I don't have the instructions for, but I'm really happy that it came with that. And it's part of the reason why I decided to get it. It comes with a foam insert. And it came with this boy. Right here. The OG 1993 Megazord. It's got, I don't know. It's got some imperfections, some things that I need to fix and or upgrade. It needs to be cleaned. However, the best part is it came with the trunk and the horns for the Mastodon. I gotta heat this sticker up and try to move it down. Same with the other side there, and it really needs to be clean. You can kind of tell it on the here, but the Sabretooth does have I don't know what those are, tusks. Oh, it's fangs, duh. Fangs, I'm an idiot. It has that. The 2 things it's missing, it doesn't have the Triceratops horns, which are going to be expensive, but I think I'm just going to try to replace the Triceratops because it doesn't have its eye stickers, and it's just kind of gross looking. So it doesn't have that sticker either on the kneecap, so I'm probably going to try to replace that at some point. The Mastodon head here, if I can find one with better stickers at some point to upgrade it, I will. And it's missing the tip of the Tyrannosaurus tail, unfortunately. It's easy part to break off and misses there. Aside from that, $65 I thought was a really good deal. If it was mint, complete, all in the box, it goes for at least $125 to $150. So about half of that with limited upgrades. I'm pretty happy with that. You get the box, the insert, the manual, and everything. So I now have every single Megazord with the box, the insert, and everything from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers except the Dragon Zord. And I am including seasons 2 and 3. So I have all the Thunder Megazords, including Tor, and I also have the Ninja Megazord. It's just crazy. Oh, no, I don't think I have the Falcon Zord now that I think about it. I'm missing the Falcon Zord. Dang. All right, so I got to get the Falcon Zord still. The Falcon Zord and the Dino Megazord, or in the, the Dragon Zord. Yeah, so I need those 2 still with the boxes. Can't believe I forgot about the Falcon Zord. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so I now have 2 left. I thought I had 2. I only had 2 from season 1. But anyway, I'm really excited. I'll definitely get the Dragon Zord before I try to get the Falcon Zord. But I actually have 2 Tiger Zords. So maybe I'll use that as leverage to try to get my Falcon Zord one day. But anyway, you have it. Lots of books. $160 is all I spent at this con, including my tickets. To get in, I think I did pretty well. Over, like I said, it's like 113 books, plus the Megazord, $160 and 2 admission tickets. I highly recommend Lehigh Valley Comic Con if you guys haven't heard of it. Really good comic-based dealers. Not a ton of the other stuff. I think the big one in June, I think it's June, like the first weekend of June, it's 6/7, June 6/7. The guy was like talking about it the whole time. I'm going to try my best to get down to that because I'm excited to check it out again and see if I can't, make a dent in my Batman run. Because I feel like by that time I'll be well into the 200s, and so I'll be trying to find those, $10 to $15 run fillers. And doing what I can. We're getting to that point where it's going to get really expensive. But anyway, we're pushing a half an hour. I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you all for checking this out. Have a great rest of your holiday season. I'm filming this after Christmas. But Happy New Year, everybody. I'll be back next week with my Christmas haul. It'll be short and sweet. Just gotta wait for the books I bought with eBay money to get here. Sweet. Bye.